Hi, welcome back to CJ's Keto Kitchen. Today we are going to be making a dessert, and this is a cinnamon-inspired keto mug cake. So come along with me and let's have some dessert. We're going to start out with 3 tablespoons of almond flour. And mine is already brown in here because I have added 1 teaspoon of cinnamon. So I just incorporated it in there. Also added to this mixture is 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder. So I have my dry ingredients all combined here together, and I like to kind of fluff it around so that it declumps everything. So starting out in a mug, we are going to start with 3 tablespoons of butter. And we're going to melt this in the mug. I have already melted mine, but if you want to melt it inside the mug in the microwave, you're welcome to do that. So I'm going to add my dry ingredients to the melted butter. Also, I'm going to add sweetener. And I have about 1.5 tablespoons of erythritol here, but you're welcome to use any artificial sweetener that you would like, of your choice, whatever you like. And I usually like to add this first to the melted butter, just simply to get it kind of dissolving a little bit. So I'm just melting my sweetener into the butter. So into our mug, we're now going to put our dry ingredients. Whoops, and make a mess. So we're gonna stir that around, and it's gonna get pretty thick, and that's what we want before we add our egg. So just make sure you're scraping it really well so that everything gets incorporated. And at this point, I like to add about 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. Of course, you can do that to your taste, however much you would like. And stir that well into your mug cake. And this mug cake is going to actually make 2 servings. Okay, so that is well combined. Now we are going to add our egg. 1 whole egg, large. And just combine that well. So this is your fairly typical mug cake recipe. But we're going to add some things after the mug cake cooks that make it special and cinnamon inspired. So we want to incorporate our egg very well. Make sure you're scraping down the sides and the bottom. And then when you're done with that, we are going to microwave it for 90 seconds. So after about 90 seconds, it's going to be nice and fluffy, and microwave times vary, so just make sure that it's kind of pulling away from the mug, and that's how you know it's done. Now I'm going to dump this out while it's still hot. There's a little bit of gooiness at the bottom, which you want. That's what makes it like a cinnamon roll. I'm going to cut this in 2 pieces with a serrated knife, and you need to do this carefully because it is hot, and you want it to be hot for these following steps, at least the next step that we're going to do. Try and put it on 2 plates so that there's 2 servings. Now for our next step, we're 2 servings. Now for our next step, we are going to combine a butter glaze, and that is 1 tablespoon of melted butter. And to that, we are going to add 1/2 teaspoon of cinnamon and about 1/2 teaspoon of your artificial sweetener. So once again, I'm using erythritol, but you can use whatever you would like. And we're just going to add those together. So just like a traditional cinnamon roll, we're going to have the cinnamon sugar component. And we want to stir that around really well. Stir that up really well. And we do want it to be liquidy, because that's the point, so that it's going to soak into our mug cake. So we want to put some on each mug cake. And of course, if it's just you, you can use this for another dessert or snack. It refrigerates well. And that's going to soak into our mug cake and make it nice and moist. And then as a final step, we are going to put an icing on, just like Cinnabon. And then as a final step, we are going to put an icing on, just like Cinnabon. And so you need to melt 1 ounce of full-fat cream cheese in the microwave for about 30 seconds. It will start to pop a little bit, and it just makes it soft. And to that, we're going to add 1/2 teaspoon of artificial sweetener. And once again, I used erythritol. And I mixed mine in when the cream cheese was a little warm. It kind of helps dissolve the granules a little bit. Alternately, you could use confectioner's artificial sweetener if you prefer to be super traditional. But then we're going to take that and spread it on the top of our mug cake and just kind of goo it on there and let it melt, just like they do at Cinnabon. Looks pretty delicious. Okay, it's time to eat. Ready for the taste test. It's very good. Very good. You'll really like it. And now when you're walking through the mall and you smell that wafting down the corridors of the food court, you know you can come home and make you something that's going to keep you on your keto lifestyle track. Thanks for watching CJ's Keto Kitchen. Please subscribe and hit the notification bell if you'd like to be notified when we upload new content. We upload at least twice a week. Come back and see us. Bye.